Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. All the clients. Right. Welcome to this week's meeting of Essex Business Forum. I'm pleased to say we have a visitor with us who would like to turn more long term. Well, welcome back. Most of you know him, the odd one who doesn't. That's the sign of any new members that we've had since he left. So welcome. Thanks for being doing the meeting. Other than that, it's a normal sort of meeting, normal sort of day. It's very cold. I hope you're all feeling fit and well and ready to go. I'm Aidan Squire. I'm the chairman. I'd like the leadership team to be upstanding, please, and introduce yourselves to the meeting.
So yes,
Yeah, go.
Morning guys, Ben, your education coordinator.
And excuse me. Good morning, Scott, your meeting secretary. Looking after numbers and Foley. And sorry, that's a face of lunch.
Our timekeeper, amongst other things.
Thank you. Please be seated. Yes, Terry's got a cold, Paul's away, but he's ably represented. George, good morning. Right, let's get underway with it, and the getting underway with it will be Scott.
Yes, that's right. We all know how this works by now. 2 weeks recorded on the performance streak so far. 4 members who have got 3 digits in their scores on the performance league. So I'll read those out. 4th place, 108 points. Well, Catherine, well done. Don't look so surprised. 3rd place is Terry on 130. We jump up into the 200s, 246 points to me, 283 points with just 2 weeks recorded. Mr. Nat over there. Well done.
Very good.
What I'm going to say though is if this man rejoins, half of those referrals are come from him now. So it's going to be a change.
Well, let's clarify. He is a visitor this week.
Yeah.
Right.
Get him all in.
Let's move on. Next up is the education slot. Ben.
Thank you very much. Well, it's kind of thrown together last minute because obviously Neil was originally down to do the education topic, and unfortunately you got me today instead. So, I don't know if anybody's the same as me, but I'm not particularly good at being organised. Not very good at managing my diary. Sometimes I'm a bit of an airhead, really. Sometimes I get distracted by shiny objects. So one of the things that I learned to do quite quickly was that if I wanted to be successful and actually build my business better, I needed to really manage my diary and my time management much, much better. So I've got a couple of things for you that might help you with your time management. So, first of all, whatever you're doing, always plan your day, plan your working day, and write down everything that you want to achieve for that day. You've got your to-do list that you can tick off, and write your goals, whether they're short-term, long-term, or medium-term, on a physical piece of paper. Rather than just think, these are my goals that I want to achieve, write them down so you can see them every single day. Follow the 80-20 rule. Because 20% of your work will bring you 80% of your results. And stop multitasking, especially for the ladies in the room. You're very good at multitasking, but switching from task to task can significantly reduce your productivity. Focus on one thing at a time to get it done, and remove all the distractions that are in your environment. So if you're focusing on something, you're not easily distracted like I am by the shiny object over here. That will make me focus on what I want to do. Now, when you get tired, this is a really important one for me because I had to learn this. Look, when you get tired, learn to rest, not to quit. There, so make sure that you look after yourself. So learn to rest, not to quit, and learn to say no. There, you'll never have enough time during your day or your working day if you say yes to everything. Don't wait for the perfect time and think I'll do that later. Do it now, and do the tasks that you hate doing first, so you get them out of the way. But set deadlines so you know that you're going to finish when you want to finish, and focus on things that are going to help you to achieve your goals and your to-do list. Schedule a time. I do this all the time. Constantly look at my phone, so I constantly look at emails. No, you should focus and schedule a time that is actually going to be email time for when you're going to look at your emails, rather than just every 5 minutes. And finally, avoid negative people at all costs. So don't let them interfere with you, or interfere with your day, I should say. Don't let them interfere with your day, so you can avoid them and focus on getting your job done. So I hope that will help you maybe sort of get a little bit more with time management, planning your day, and planning your diary. But thank you for listening.
Thanks, Ben. With a long list like that, we'll test you on it later. But thanks for that. That's great. Let's move on. Normally, we have membership matters. Terry has threatened us with some information he wanted to pass on, but he's not here today. I'm down with cold, so he won't be passing it on this week. So make sure you come next week, and then you can do what's good to say. That leads us into the 60-second round. Your chance to highlight your business, the work you're looking for in 60 seconds. Before doing that, I pass around the business card box, make sure you're eloquently represented, take cards that you need to effect referrals, and I'm also, he's writing referrals out. Send that box around.
I'd go that way.
Right, okay. That's, we're ready for the 60-second round. Jane is standing in for Vincent, and she's on the bell. That's the first change. Secondly, the Oscar was won by Joshua. He will be listening out carefully, and will deliver the verdict at the end of the round. And because of that, he goes first. He will go first, and will be followed by Matt, who will have to interrupt from doing his referrals. Right, so, Joshua, you're first, you're followed by Matt. Let's get it away.
Hi. Good morning, everyone. I'm John here from JDC Architect Studio. It's a shame Vincent isn't here because I have him to thank for these wonderful business cards I have here. So if you don't remember anything I say today, just make sure you get one of these business cards that I have asked that I can pass around, or just pass them around. But in the build up to Christmas, I don't expect there'll be many people thinking, oh, what can I add to my house, or how can I convert this aspect, or what have you. But what's really good to do is just to start the conversation. So if you hear of anyone who's got a space, maybe it's Christmas time, they're thinking, oh, we love a Christmas party, but there's a real disconnect between my dining area or my kitchen, or it's a shame I can't get more people in here to have a real booze up. Well then, just get them to get in contact with myself. That's Joshua at JDC Architect Studio.
Thank you very much, Joshua. Thank you. Not very good. Right. Sorry, Matt, you're on next, and you're followed by two.
Barry from Blue Seraph. I just wanted to talk a little bit about our processes. A couple of you have experienced our sort of brand workshops, and it really highlights the difference between us as an agency and sort of one-man kind of graphic designers. There's a whole range of, with all of our professions, you've got, cowboys and you've got a real team. And with us, we like to sit you down, really properly understand your business, but also understand your clients and your target market and what makes them tick. So that we are able to put together a really full brief for creating a new brand, for creating marketing strategies based around marketing collateral that gets produced, whether that's brochures, all kinds of different things. So if you want and are interested in having a full brand workshop, we are giving that for free for EBF members. So please do get in contact, or if you know someone else, then we'll charge.
Thanks very much, Matt. Toby. Toby, yes.
Morning, everybody. It's that time of year when I start reminding everybody to start planning their next year, so planning for 2025. And the first thing you have to get into your diary, remember, get your life-work balance right. You put your holidays and your family time in first for your planning. And once you put those in, you put in the time for yourself, the time to do the things that you enjoy doing. So you get them into your diary next. The third thing you get into your diary is your personal and business development time. The things that are going to help you to push your business forward. And then the last thing you put in is actually the business, the delivering the business in order that you can pay for all of the above. So make sure you get it in that order. Holidays first, and on that subject, I'm off to the airport this morning to go to Seville. Well, I've just checked the weather forecast, it's 22, 23 degrees. So enjoy your weather. Thank you very much.
It's not raining, is it? Right, okay. Right, next is George, and he's followed by Shannon.
Well, I'm George from Solitaire Plumbing and Heating. Solitaire is a plumbing and heating company based in Morton in Essex. We cover every customer from domestic, school trusts, local councils. We're currently working with a well-known gun company in London called Holland & Holland, who make sporting weapons for the whole globe pretty much. So that's quite a big job for us at the moment, which we're pretty proud of. This week we covered everything from leaks on bathroom radiators to yesterday we were installing a 54mm gas pipework to a local golf and country club. So we cover a really wide range of customers. So any domestic or commercial customers that you may have, we can help. Point them in our direction and we'll look after them. Thank you, George from Solitaire Plumbing and Heating.
Yeah, George. Shannon, you're next, and you're followed by Mike.
Good morning, everyone. Shannon from Downton Mortgages. Today, I thought I would read a review that we had from a client, some feedback. Sorry. Apologies. It says, "Hi, Clara and Shannon. We are in. We have moved. I can't thank you enough for your help. Thank you so much for answering all the questions I've had. We'll definitely be using you again. You have been fantastic through one of the hardest periods of my life." So I just wanted to say that despite all the personal challenges that the business is having, we're still delivering a service for our clients that we're proud of and that we're happy, that we're helping them. So if you do know anyone that needs help with their mortgage, please still send them our way. It's Shannon from Downton Mortgages. Thank you.
Thank you, Shannon. Mike, you're followed by Mike.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to do a bit of a Toby today and fire through this quickly. Mike from Brentwood Media, providing video, photography and drone content for businesses and events. So it's coming the time of the year where filming inside's a little bit less risky than chancing the British weather out there at the moment. So I'm going to put a couple of requests out. Firstly, corporate event organisers. Love coverage of any events they put on. So any large organisations you might deal with. If you hear them talking about end of year parties and events or just normal conference and entertainment days, can you let them know Blackwater Media can cover all aspects and provide a number of packages to push through all their price points. Whether it's just having a little photographer there on site for an hour or two, up to large jobs with a full crew, you can sort all that out. Secondly, I'm always looking for local businesses who want to promote their stores and services. So any shops, restaurants, health and beauty providers, traders, craftsmen, let them know we can really make them stand out from the competition by swapping out their mobile phone footage on the website for professionally lit and recorded media that immediately catches the eye. So ideally, indoor work bookings are great for me at the moment and hope you can help push for this coming winter season. It's Mike from Blackwood Media. Thank you.
Well done. An excellent invitation, Toby. Thank you for that. Ben, you're next. You're followed by Nick.
Well, good morning, everybody. Ben Golding from Utility Warehouse, and I help people to save money on their essential household utilities. So when the cold nights are weary and frost settles in, don't let high bills make your patience wear thin. With my help, you'll find the best rate. Simple solutions before it's too late. Why struggle and stress over fees that compound? Switch and save money. I've got the best deals around. Goodbye to confusion and costless surprise. With my expert guidance, you'll open your eyes. Stay warm through winter. Keep worries at bay. With me and UW, you'll save every day because I have the skills to reduce your bills. That's Ben Golding, Utility Warehouse.
Nick, you're next, and you're followed by...
Well, good morning. My name is Nick. I'm a structural engineer, as most people know. All of you know that. I spend a good deal of my time talking to homeowners about things they want to do with their homes. Alteration, right? They might just want to take a wall down. They might want to do something a bit more adventurous, like build an extension or convert their loft. And if that's the case, then I will generally recommend that the services of an architect are engaged. Now that we have Joshua on board, Joshua will be getting first bite of that cherry. So it's good to know you're with us, Joshua. And I've put a bit of work your way from time to time. So Joshua does the drawing, the clever stuff. I just do the design, just do the tree. So that's what I do. My name's Nick, and I always say my cards are in the box. About 3 left. They're going like hotcakes. Thank you.
Thanks, Nick. Right, James, you're next, and you're followed by Leah.
Well, James from Brentwood Insurance. I regularly mention about the contractors that I deal with a great deal of my day and my week. Your builders, your scaffolders, your roofers, your contractors. I'd like to speak to someone different for the next few months because they're all grumpy now. It's cold and it's wet because they spend the days up in the roof and then they've got to speak to me at the end of the day. So, indoor venues, I mentioned before about insane venues. So, restaurants, pubs, anything like that. Excuse me, they'd be preferable. However, with the contractors, I've gone as far as sitting on various different webinars now to understand their daily jobs. And I sat through 45 minutes on Hot Works on Tuesday. Basically, don't set fire to stuff, is the general thing. But I did move one little story, which I thought John might appreciate if you hadn't heard already. The Notre Dame fire, which happened recently. Fire alarm went off. Little chap in his little office had to wander up 300 steps to find exactly where the fire was so he could put it out. It wasn't anywhere near where the system said because the detection system hadn't been updated and maintained properly. So he had to climb down 300 steps, work out where it was, go to it, at which point it was ablaze so much he went, nah, or not, and left. And that's why it made so much damage. So James Brown Insurance, speak to John Martin in this book.
It's the bells. Thank you very much. Leah, and you're followed by Dave.
Good morning, everybody. Leanne of Brentwood Interiors. I'm going to follow on from Joshua today that if you ever hear anybody moaning about their house and it doesn't work for them, please also put them in touch with me because sometimes all they need is a fresh pair of eyes. And I do have a structural engineer on my list, and I do have an architect now on my list, so I can highly recommend them. So yes, if you hear anybody moaning about their home, please put them in touch with me, and I can put the vavavoom back in their room. Thank you.
That's great, Leanne. Thank you very much. Dave, you're followed by Jay.
Well, everybody, Dave from Mercury Electrical. Following up what James said, this week we was called out to a property we had to look at about 3 weeks ago, where we condemned the fuse board. It was a complete mess. We refused to do any work on it, and this week, I had a fire. So we was called out here to do some emergency repairs. We've now got the job of actually sort of repairing, stripping out all the old fire damage stuff, and obviously renewing the whole lot and doing the original job as well. So if you need any advice or any sort of dodgy electrics, please give me a call because we can come out, advise you what to do, and obviously put it all right for you. Let's Dave from Mercury Electrical.
Dave, Jay, you're next. You're followed by Blake.
Hello everybody, Auntie Jane from the English Green Tea Company. We deliver deliciousness and treats. So it can be actual afternoon tea handlers. Actually, we also specialise in delivering finger food for funerals and things like that as well. We did one for 150 a couple of weeks ago. Went out very well. But Cherry was saying that he wants to send a reward to 2 ladies who work in an office today. And I just wanted to say, we can create bespoke gifts. So this one has matching items Because if you send a jumble of items and it's to be shared, you're definitely going to get a, I want that thing. So we can solve all of that by creating a bespoke hamper and gift for you. Tell us the budget, tell us how many people it's for, and we'll go from there. So Auntie Jane from the English Green Tea Company, we're all about treats, very important, magic on, and fairy dust and deliciousness. Thank you.
Blake, you're followed by
Morning everyone, Blake from Manor Hive. Today I brought some gifts along because we're not just about airsoft and shooting people. We do actually have gifts for children or big kids. Big kids. So if anyone would like anything or wants to know more about what gifts we've got, come and see me, and that's back to Manor Hive. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Blake. The next person up is Catherine. Catherine, you're followed by Paul.
Hello, Catherine Paul from English Tutor Plus. I just want to ask you a favour today. This is Scott's idea actually, thank you very much. If you're part of a WhatsApp group with the family, like the year group of your children, which I know lots of people are, I wonder if you could just drop a link to my website in there so that, because this is the time of year where they might well need tutors. It's mock times, parents' evenings coming up. This is where people realise their children are in need of help. So if you are part of a group like that, I would really appreciate it if you could share a link to the website, or if your child is in year 13, which I think is a few of you, a link to the personal statement page would be even better. Oh. If you don't have children that age and you know friends who do, or grandchildren, ditto. So if you can help me out with that, I'd be really grateful. Thank you very much.
John,
Is that GCHQ? Say again. No, it's okay.
Right.
Everyone sit down and see.
Do we ready to go home?
Paul, you're next, and you're followed by Al.
I was told to come along today, and we did the next instalment of Scott Griffiths. I'm Paul from Red Wine Limited. I help businesses communicate and other stuff. Join EBF, Scott Griffiths said. We meet on a Thursday when most are in bed. People are great, your network will spread. You'll grow your business and you'll also get fed. That's what Scott Griffiths said. So in late 2020, I joined this forum. It was vibrant and fun with a sense of decorum. My corporate communications soon found its spot. The meetings were great. I learned such a lot. The best part of my week, as Scott Griffiths said. For 2 solid years I was here in this room, except for the year when we all met on Zoom. Referrals are plenty, we beat back the gloom, and my business developed and started to bloom. Exactly as Scott Griffiths said. But in late 2020, change came my way. I became re-employed, though I wanted to stay. But with EBF, you're never truly apart. Like bad cholesterol, it clings to your heart. You'll carry us with you, Scott Griffiths said. Although I was not here, I thought it'd be lots, including referrals from Matthew and Scott. Because EBF delivers time and again, through teamwork and trust, such fine women and men. They're the best you'll find, Scott Griffiths said. So now it's 2024 and I'm back in this frame. There are some new faces, but it's like I've not been away. My business is changing, it's changing a lot. I'll fill you all in when I do my 10-minute slot. I'm glad I listened to what Scott Griffiths says.
You see, he hasn't forgotten. It's 60 seconds, it means 60 seconds. Howard will follow by Scott.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. We're still reeling from the repercussions of the budget. The biggest aspect for us is pensions that are falling under the inheritance tax regime. I'm seeing a client directly after this about his pension. He's got £2 million in his pension. I hope you look after it. And I think we're going to suggest, he doesn't need this money, he's got lots of it. I think we're going to suggest that we start drawing an income from this pension to pay for life cover, to pay for the inheritance tax bill. We need to clarify a couple of legal bits on this with HMRC. So we think we're okay on this, but just sort of dot a few I's and cross a few T's. So I think there'll be a lot of this going on, unless HMRC close this thing. I hope they don't, because logic says they're still getting their money, but it's not always the best thing to read logic into what HMRC might think. So if you know people who've got pensions they don't need, maybe there's a solution for them. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Howard. Scott, and you're followed by John.
Thank you very much. Yes, good morning. I thought I'd talk to you about domain names today and some quick, easy wins for you to help find the referrals, but also some just good practice things that you could be doing. So first of all, keep your eyes open for trades that you engage with that have blah, blah, blah at gmail.com as their professional email. Just buy a domain name, get your branding sorted out, get everything professional on track. Quick, easy referrals from me. Do you own your name? mattbarry.com? Is it there? You've got it as a protected
.co.uk.
Great. Well, thank you. That leads me into my next one. If you own the .co.uk for something, have you got the matching pair? You've got the .com for your business and the .co.uk. Protect that brand identity. They're quick and easy. If you haven't got it, talk to me about it. We'll secure that for you. What about nicking your competitors' domain names? B&I Brentwood hasn't been able to buy B&I Brentwood for 10 years. Because I know the guy who owns it. It's me. So I'll keep you over that. We don't need it. But it's a valuable asset to EBF because it stops someone else from having it. And also, what about your phrases? So SEObrentwood.com is a thing that I do, so I own that. So think about the phrases people might Google, buy that, point them all at your main site. There's loads of things to do with domains. I can help you with most of them. Thank you.
When I said John was next, you can decide which of you goes first and which of you goes second.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. John Foster from Lockfit, Bishop Stortford. Apologies for not being here last week. I had a very late night with a lockout, which meant I didn't get home until about 3 in the morning, so I didn't feel it was safe to drive. But following on from that, they were locked out because they'd ignored the signs of their door. It had been sticking and jamming for a number of weeks, and then lo and behold, it got stuck shut and I had to get called out of my bed. So if you or friends or family find that with your door, if it's not shut in properly, please call me. So I prefer to come around during the day and be able to deal with it in the light rather than 3 in the morning when I prefer to be in bed. So if you need any help, give me a call. John from Lockfit. Thank you.
Thanks, John. John, you're followed by me.
Good morning, everybody. As you know, I'm John Hammond from JMH Technology. We do all your security needs. Following on from what Dave said about the fire, you need a fully working fire alarm, especially from what James said as well. But question for James, would the insurance cover that property because they never told that the boarders?
I'll be honest, I don't know. I assume they didn't because they had to do a massive fundraising event over there, didn't they, to pay for it.
Well, we supply all sorts of fire alarms and we do a proper test of the fire alarm, not these ad hoc tests where they just prove it's working. We prove the detector is actually labelled in the right place. And that's very important because people, the fire brigade go rushing around looking for where the actual fire is. If they can't see it, then the place is on fire before they get to it. So do it right first time. And I've got to thank Scott for doing our dumb email address so we get alerts through now from our CCTV systems and our fire systems so things go forward. That's me, John Hammond from JMH Technology. My technology to see.
John. Terry isn't here today, so I thought I'd do an inclusive 60 seconds. Aidan Squire from TM Law. Between us, we cover employment law, and we specialise in employment law. On the one end, particularly with me, contracts of employment, self-employed, consultant contracts, 0 hours contracts. Whether we'll be able to do those later, they're going to be changing. HRSUs, acting for employers or employees on day-to-day issues. Disciplinary and grievance. We even get involved in appeals through Quality HR where it's necessary. And tribunal claims, which is where Terry is very much involved in doing tribunal claims. So we provide a full service on all aspects of employment law. That's Aidan Squire from TM Law. That's it from me. And Paul.
Morning, Paul Burke from Bloom Insurance, certified accountant based in Brentwood.
haven't mentioned it for a long, long time, but remember something called Making Tax Digital? That's finally going to happen. Been sort of derailed a couple of times from April 26. So it applies to self-employed individuals and landlords. First year will be turnover or gross rental income of £50,000. Then it's going to drop to £30,000 in the following year. So it's all about really getting the software and the bookkeeping in place ready. There's lots of software on the market. Probably the best to use at this moment in time, and has been the last few years, is Free Agent. You can put landlords on it as well. So any questions, haven't started the journey yet, please contact me. That's Paul Booth from Booth & Co. In my tax, maximise wealth.
Thank you very much, Paul. Right, that brings the 60-second round to an end. Joshua, I hope you've cogitated, contemplated, and are ready to perform.
Yes, I've had a very difficult decision to make. It's a really good rhyme, the skills to save your bills. And I really like Paul's rhyme as well, but it was over the 60 seconds.
Always was big.
So I'm going to give it
for lost time.
I'm going to give it to Leanne with the Baba. Put the Baba room back in your room. I'll bring over the office.
Thank you, Joshua. Well done, Leanne. Right, and a proper award. Well done. We move on, and move on as usual to the meeting section.
Rightio. Wearing this nice shiny badge this morning. If you haven't got your own nice shiny badge, as Paul suggested via email, please do go talk to him. Make sure that your one is added to the order that we're going to put in to make sure that we're all fully stocked with those. Not just the new members for whom we didn't order badges for when you joined, but older members who may have lost them or just want to keep a spare one in the car or whatever.
Hold of it for 2 years.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, badges. Make sure you talk to Paul so we can put that big order in. £20,000 worth of business recorded so far this morning on the grievance paper, so well done. And 15 new referral opportunities, so well done. Thank you.
Thanks, Scott. Right, there is a synergy meeting after. Tell us about it, Jane.
Thank you very much. So we're looking at the future, possibly, of the world where we don't have offices that people can visit. The public can no longer visit you. Some of us already live in that world. We're only reached by our website. So we're just discussing whether it's important to have that street of a shop outlet, or whether we can all go digital and just make Scott very rich with our online presence, and will it matter at all? So we're just having a delve into our future thinking.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well done. I'll see you all then. Are we meeting out there?
Unless it's cold, I don't know what the temperature is. In which case, probably the back right corner.
In here.
Thank you.
See us buy a cup of tea. Yeah, that's right. So I'll see get to see as many of you as possible there.
Thank you. Get points.
10-minute presentation is next. Ben.
Thank you very much. Okay, so before I introduce today's first presentation, we're going to update the next few weeks. So next week on the last Thursday of November, on the 28th, Nick will be doing the 10 minutes, and I'm going to do the education that day as well. Moving into December, bit of a swap round. It might be Leanne, it might be Mel there, but Toby will be doing the education slot that day. On the 12th is Clara doing the 10 minutes, and Stuart doing the education slot. And then the last meeting of the year, the 19th of September. Yes, 19th of December. We'll be having a Christmas special, and I'll be doing the education slot that day. And then we'll be back on the 9th of January, where Terry will be doing the 10 minutes. Bless you. And when it is your time to do the 10 minutes, please go to the EBF website, download the bio sheet and get it to me a day or two beforehand. If you can't do either of your presentations for whatever reason, please let me know as soon as possible. We'll do our best to swap things around. Please allow 8 minutes for the presentation if you would like to allow 2 minutes for questions. And finally, don't forget to bring a speaker's prize. So today we have, for the first time, Catherine Foley, of which she is an English Tutor Plus. Their venture business is tutoring and proofreading. She's the sole trader of her business and based in Chelmsford and surrounding areas, but can do the proofreading nationwide. So a couple of bits about Catherine. So, frightening incident. Being attacked by a blind sheepdog.
No, oh yeah, of course, yeah.
You wrote it. Being attacked by a blind sheepdog while you were singing to it.
Yeah.
Okay, a bad experience with food. Having to eat, this sounds worse than fish fingers and custard. Having to eat chocolate couscous cake being made by a friend, and it was awful. I can imagine.
Wild sponge, it was disgusting.
How you will access them is here we go, a book and a large Baileys in front of the fire. There, just a couple more. So, as you can cook well, she thought that her chocolate brownies were the best until she tasted Jane's last week. An excellent thing that she has done is giving out work, which is fantastic. And finally, to achieve world peace, get all the leaders sitting in a room and make them listen to Dancing Queen. That will get them. So, put your hands together, please, for Catherine.
So, our being teacher, every lesson is meant to start with a starter activity, which the group meant to get involved in. Obviously, I'm not going to make you do that because it's probably morning. But why be a teacher? Would anyone got any suggestions? Why would you be a teacher? Why would you think anyone would want to be a teacher?
To impart your knowledge.
Impart, that's a nice answer. It's not the perspective.
Rewarding. Yeah.
Rewarding.
Yeah.
Anything else? Yes.
Holidays.
That's the one I thought. Yeah, and that's probably the reason I held on as long as I did. What about why not be a teacher? Why would you? Because you've all got knowledge. Why would you not be
Children.
Yeah, that's a very good answer. Yeah. So I'm just going to, because I'm new, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my sort of history, why I'm doing this now. So I'm a Chelmsford girl. I was brought up there, went to school at Boswell's, went to university, studied English, and I came back to Chelmsford and got my first job at Great Barrow High School. I was there for 14 mostly happy years, became a head of year, and absolutely the bit that I loved the most was sixth form teaching, which is still what I love the most. I like really making books accessible to students. I know that I've got a sort of common sense approach to it and kind of ignore the really stupid bits of advice we're told as teachers that, I know you can't read a book with class. They need to go away and read it themselves. Well, you've probably met teenagers. They don't go and read it themselves. So I always made sure I read it with them and made sure they understood it so they could actually write about it. And connected to that, I developed a reputation for not shying away from the rude bits because they are the best bits about English. While I was there, I got married, had my children, I went part-time. And it was a lovely job to be part-time. I moved to Braintree Sixth Form in 2009 when it opened as a Sixth Form. The job that I went for said just a Sixth Form teacher. This sounds absolutely perfect. So I went along to the interview and they said, you'll have to do some lower school for your first year because there's only a small group of year 12s. So I accepted that, but I never got my whole Sixth Form timetable. It was always lower school too. But I still had lots of Sixth Form, I enjoyed it. So this was all going lovely, and then in 2020, just before lockdown, I suddenly found myself single and had to go full-time. And I think teaching at part-time was really easy to sort of get your work-life balance in line and not be overwhelmed by meetings and rubbish at schools. But suddenly being full-time changed that. And it was quite a good distraction from a divorce, and it was financially necessary. And I got offered the job of head of Sixth Form, which I took. I was quite excited to do that because I love going to Sixth Form, but I should have realised that when the alarm bells started ringing, when the acting head said to me, you have to lower your standards in the classroom if you're a senior leader. One of my jobs as a senior leader is to make sure the standards in the Sixth Form were good. So it didn't really sit right with me that I was expected to be a worse teacher when I was first. Despite that, I loved being in the Sixth Form. When I started, the Brentwood Sixth Form requires improvement, which is sort of just better than inadequate. The school itself was inadequate. There was loads of bullying, lots of homophobic bullying particularly. It wasn't a particularly nice place to be. And it was quite difficult to recruit the sixth form to actually want to stay on because they'd had a bad experience at Motley. So I made some changes. My priority, which is what I always said on open evenings to parents, was I wanted happy and successful students. The CEO of our trust didn't like that as a vision statement. Thought that was just a bit airy-fairy. I thought, I don't think it is. And I stuck to my guns and I achieved a community atmosphere basically by being friendly to people, talking to them, which previous heads of sixth form had done. They just sort of walked around with their noses in the air and didn't speak to people. I got the students more involved, set up a prefect team, student ambassadors scheme, mental health training. We did lots of fundraising things so they actually had an enjoyable experience. We had lots of really good success stories. There's one particular girl who was absolutely foul at Key Stage 4. She was what we call a corridor walker. She just wandered around abusing staff and being generally obnoxious. But she made the grade to get into sixth form, so I had to take her. And she was just an absolute changed character. She took on responsibility there. She's now training to be a paramedic at university, so she was fantastic. And next off said, we went to good in the sixth form, and they said, we offer consistently high quality teaching and support. The environment's inclusive and welcoming. Students are confident to be themselves. And I'd like to think I had a bit of a hand in that. So, however, despite loving lots of that, it was a really dreadful place to work. And the senior leadership team at the school were pretty awful, really. They made decisions about the sixth form, which they denounced at a whole school meeting without actually talking to me as their sixth form about it. They paid me less than my predecessor. They reduced the team that I had. They kept adding to my job description, and I wasn't very good at saying no. And an absolutely useless line manager who wasn't even vaguely supportive. They didn't even acknowledge the fact that Ofsted had said I'd improved the sixth form. And they just prioritised our corporate identity of the school over students. One example is I'd spent a couple of evenings with the students decorating their common room, and the head came in the next day and said, I don't like it. And she made us take everything down, have it all painted blue, which is what she wanted all the way around the school. And there's just a total lack of common sense, and I was so stressed. I don't mind admitting that I was regularly driving home crying. I was hideous to live with. This isn't why I ended up divorced. I couldn't sleep. And at the same time, being a teacher was becoming more stressful. So you probably don't know as parents, but we're told not to mark as much now. I used to be like a prolific marker, and we were told, no, you mark twice a half term. But that means if you're setting homework every week, if it's only getting marked twice a half term, what's the incentive for students to actually do any decent work if it's not going to be marked? Which I just thought was just rubbish. Post-COVID, students are much lazier. They've got away with doing very, very little for quite a long period of time. So I think that's been part of the problem. Schools' priorities are, in my opinion, completely wrong. We spent most of our time predicting grades rather than working towards getting the grades, reformatting schemes of learning rather than actually teaching it. I had 34 students in a class that was only just big enough for 30. And the final straw for me was when I was told to teach music. I haven't studied music since I was 14. I was pretty crap at it then. So yeah, change didn't happen. So I probably would have carried on because I was sort of driven like got to work, and then November 1922, we lost my dad, and I got diagnosed with breast cancer a few days later. So it was pretty stressful. I was off for 6 months. Because it wasn't a very nice time of my life, I can honestly say it was less stressful than teaching. And I think when you realise that cancer is preferable to teaching, you think, well, this is time to make a change. I was pushed by Dom, who kept telling me I could be doing something else instead. I think he was getting quite fed up with listening to me moaning. And basically decided life is too short to be so stressed all the time. Sometimes the best thing to do is to walk away from something that is making you really miserable. Hence, English tutor class. So I started thinking about just tutoring. I'd got the experience of tutoring earlier in my career with my friends' children. And then when I was proofreading my daughter's master's dissertation, she said, my friends would pay for this. I went, okay. And I started thinking about all the other things that I actually really liked about my job, but I don't want to walk away from. So tutoring, particularly A-level, I'm offering A-level cover because I love teaching A-level. And it's really difficult to get A-level teachers for supplies. When I was off, I know that SLT had to step in and actually do some work and teach my timetable. offering internal exam marking, it's quite a good marker, thank you, proofreading each and every personal statements. I hadn't thought about website, but Don pushed me into it, and Scott was on hand to help, and I really enjoyed writing it, which is why I was sort of offering the copywriting as well. And I know I'm not sure how good this is as a business model, because I'm really just throwing everything I'm good at the moment, and I'll just see which bits work out. So from you, I really like how you can help me with referrals. I love the piece of working from home after noisy school, so if you can suggest anyone who needs proofreading, or that's students, businesses, that would be fantastic. I'd like to use my UCAS experience that I had to take 6 months to cover personal statements, do content writing. I'd rather take on A-level tuition if I'm honest, but I don't take anything at the moment. And if you know anyone who works in a school and you hear that they're short of staff A-level, please let me know. So, yes, that's me, and have you got any questions?
Thank you.
Yes.
That's great.
Thank you. Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've listened to OBC and heard a teacher phone up and tell a silver story, love the job, passionate about it, but driven out by the pressures.
Yeah.
I'm really curious, what was the rationale for being told to drop your standards?
Yeah. I assume she meant you won't have time to do it. You have to make time to do it, don't you? I can't stand up and say, to other teachers, you're not doing a good enough job if I'm then not doing a good job myself. So
Yeah.
I mean, it just seems a ridiculous rationale. But I would say most of the senior leadership team in the school lived by that motto. They were rubbish. They were often the time, they'd regularly leave like A-level classes uncovered because meetings were more important. I mean, it's just a shambles. And I wouldn't have sent my child. I hope I've still a child there.
Yes. Dyslexia, situations like that, is that a specialist route, or is that something you can work with a pupil that's fallen behind?
There is specialist training available for it, which I haven't had. Right. But I can still work with a child with dyslexia.
Yes.
Yeah, because there are things you can do that make it easier. I mean, things like coloured overlays and coloured paper make a massive difference for children with dyslexia. So I can do that and have worked with dyslexic children.
Yes, okay. And also, have you thought of setting up your own school?
A good one. Good one. Do you know, I just, it sounds awful, I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered with the stress of that, having to recruit other people and then have to sit in awful meetings again.
Right, with bureaucracy.
Yeah, I don't want the bureaucracy. I really enjoy being my own boss and not having any idiot to tell me to do something in a way that I think is stupid.
Yeah.
I don't really want an opinionated, don't I? But I just,
there's most people in this room.
There's too many idiots in the world, and unfortunately it seems to be the idiots who are in charge of other people.
Yeah.
Very good, yeah. Yes.
This point of interest to anyone else, but what sort of period was you at Barrow School?
I was there, I started in 1995, I was there to 2009.
No, because I changed to the sixth form there, and I love the English department. There's Mrs. Bennett from memory. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll have one chat about that at some point. But yeah, I really like the English department. Yeah, so, yeah.
Thank you very, very much.
Yes.
We now have the referrals round. We'll start over there. You do the running or walking or whatever you want to do. Paul, start it.
Yeah, really good. Thank you. Always nice to hear someone's full visual. Thank you. Welcome back, Paul, as well. You back with it now?
The words to take that.
A referral from this no doubt is not here. Thank you for the money for some ex-members. Good meeting.
Yes, well done. Really good. This is for Clara and Shannon. I worked with a really nice gentleman, Clara, last week about an equity release case. And that's Paul and George. I think we need our boy and legal service. And Paul, great to see you again. I don't think you're immediately back, and you got the vetting process again, so you're not shooting up.
Not really. 10 minutes, thank you. Just thanks Ben for the head start, and I'll see you all again soon, and I'm sure Paul's working on a few of these. Perfect, thank you. Very much. Well done, Ben, for the head start. We've got one for James, which he's working on for me. One to one with Matt, which we had a couple of weeks ago. Two things with the money, one for Mel, one for Paul,
I'll do it in
Great Ed slot, and full of admiration for anyone who can do an Ed slot just like that. Brilliant. Catherine, excellent. You're very good at engaging with your audience.
Oh, thanks.
And it's so good to hear all your successes you've had.
Oh, thank you.
Even though you hate
You didn't hate all of it.
Got a referral for Joshua. This is an architectural, possible architectural job for you on the other side of London, but I reckon there's some mileage to be gained, or at least they'll contact you. I think.
All being well.
I've got a referral for Paul for the preparation of my company account. That's that one. And I have another one for Paul actually. This is for my preparation for myself self-assessment tax. That's it. There you go.
Well, Ben, thanks for that. Ed slot, I've benefited a lot from your points. Thank you for your 10-minute slot. And I'll hopefully have some referrals for your spoken to my wife, as I mentioned before. Nice to get you involved, and thanks everyone else for the meeting.
See you back, Paul. It was a pleasure. Ben, great slot. Thanks for that. I saw a thing in a video that went around that if you're talking on the phone, someone hands you something, you just automatically take it. It works. Yeah, great slot, Ben. Catherine, yeah, really good 10 minutes, really enjoyed that. And yeah, we'll have to have one-to-one at some point. And I've actually got a friend that's a private tutor, and I think she specialises in sciences, but she does a lot of sort of pushy electronics and, you know, outside of that, so it might be of interest to you as well, yeah. Thank you for the money to Scott for Williams Environmental. And thank you to everyone that did me a Google review yesterday. Really appreciated. Yeah, remember to put your testimonials in and get books.
Yeah, good meeting, probably for 10 minutes. Massive fuss on the way, isn't it?
Yes.
Got a referral for Dave we've been speaking about. And I will see you all next week.
Great meeting, great Ed slot, and great 10 minutes. I had a jury teaching school, I might have done better. I haven't done a piece
Do
of
adults too. It's not too late.
Yeah. I've got to do paper, but once on with John we had earlier in the week, and testimonial too.
Thank you for making me feel so welcome again. EVF is like a comfortable pair of shoes. Just slot straight back in it. But I've got a referral here for, firstly, great new slot, fantastic template. Just an admiration of anyone that just to see really time over. That's for Scott, who's registered some new domain names for me for a new business venture that I'll talk about more in the future. And also, just a big thank you to Aidan and also Paul Blue for some helpful advice over the last couple of months. With changing my circumstances and plans going forward, and also to Scott as well, who's always been there to chat to. In my 67s, I said about the fact that kind of EBF becomes part of you, and that's very much the case. In the first week I turned to I need advice, people that know here, so
Well, good to have you back, and thank you for round 3 of Scott Griffith poem. I've got that series.
I've one each week now.
Certainly. And also, well done. Congratulations on the first one. I knew lots of that, but learned some. It was wonderful. And thank you for helping Emma on her UCAS application. In fact, that assistance you gave was first class, and she's put all of our offers in on how strong it is. So well done, thank you. That's a referral for Neil, who isn't here. But that one is for David. Thank you for the money for visiting and also thank you, Ben, as a utility warehouse customer, I got my annual review email. It's really great, actually, the useful information it gives you, and the best thing about it was I'd overspent and they're going to give me £1,000 back. So yeah,
Perfect.
Budget was too high. I'll be spanked by Martin.
Yeah. Nice to see you back in action. If you have to do that part and expand it, if you leave out the first 2 verses, you get it in 60 seconds. Ben is you were talking to me about somebody that you needed for the export. Does education.
I've got a couple now to go on, so
there you go. Right, okay, and yeah, a good turnout despite lots of absences. We still hit 21, which is good. Let's make it better for next week. And don't forget James' Synergy team meeting on.
Yeah, brilliant. And the first one's always the most daunting one, isn't it, to get that out of the way? But no, absolutely fantastic. And that's how your presentation skills are awesome.
Oh,
so yeah, so brilliant, well done. Yes, and you'll definitely be going on the education list now to the education spots. And as will Paul for Lou, we go back on the excellent list as well. So I've got a role there for Francis James, one of the top gift crowning thing that we spoke about earlier. Probably won't be next week, we'll do it for the week after or something as well. The testimony for Mike. I'm going to pay that. And Scott, with your 60 seconds today, a friend of mine's just opened up a new business, Pens and Pets, which is a portrait drawer of on pets and stuff. Her email is literally pensandpaws@gmail.
No, we'll sort that out.
Yeah, so I'll send you some details on her as well. But, and thank you for coming.
I'm just going to give one piece of advice. There was a company that set up a stationery company, Pen Island.
Yeah.
If you look at that domain name.
Yeah. It took you a while. Yeah, Rachel's that's right.
It's true, right?
And thank you for the interviews. As well, that's for Sarah. And we'll give Steve a try again. I think I keep catching him when he's driving, so his phone's off. So,
That's right.
so thank you very much. Save about £70 a month.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank you very much. And see you next week.
On Pen Island, I actually think that was deliberate because it's a genius bit of
business marketing, right?
Excellent. That's great. That's my latest out of the way, and thank you. You've helped Emily with her UKS application, and you'll be doing Isabel's EPQ, and there's also some coursework coming in the pipeline.
Fabulous. Good.
So bloody good timing you came along. I have a referral for Scott for the Brentwood Art Festival website. Really thanks to you. I have a testimonial from Mike Skinner. Thank you very much, Mike, as always. Thank you. Thanks for sending those photos to last night. I have a testimonial for, a referral for Scott from the gift that keeps on giving, but I don't think the gift knows. Tosca Fund.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Okay. Okay. Oh.
I'll do the last. I've got a referral for Matt.
That's next week. I also have a thank you to the money you can give to George, that's for Solitaire, so thank you very much. I also have a referral to Scott from the gift that keeps on giving for Minor Resources. That one? That's the one that you know.
Very good.
Well done.
Isn't it? Thank you for the slot. Thank you for your 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes. Yeah, your presentation was really well, so I don't know why you were so nervous, but that's really good. It's enjoyable to listen to that one. I've just got the one-to-one that I had with Blake. It was good to chat. And Scott, can Mike and I borrow your front door at some point in the future for some photographs?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bring him next week.
His front door, yeah. I fixed his front door, but I want some professional photographs. So.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Great 10 minutes. I love how honest you are. So, yeah, that came across really well. Great meeting. I have a referral for Tom Hall. He's not here, so thank you.
Great meeting, great 10 minutes. Always admire teachers, but I've never had kids. So I've talked to me over. So I've got a referral for Scott, which was an opportunity last week, but now I've done the referral and now it's a done deal. That was done a dumb email. Thank you. I'll see you next week.
Yeah, great Ed Scott. I know what you mean about seeing all those shiny things. When I'm looking for a client's house, I think, oh, that's nice. Where can I put that? Anyway.
Thought it was right in your bag.
I'll take that. Great 10 minutes, thank you. I've never wanted to be a teacher, but I did speak to a group of students, 14 to 17 year old, Tuesday I think it was, about going into interior design. It was quite rewarding, it was fun. And I've had some feedback from them which was really nice. So I was quite surprised about that. Good. So yeah, but great meeting and see you next week.
Yeah, excellent meeting. Fantastic first 10 minutes. I was really struck by your story. We had our one-to-one, so yeah, good job done today. Good to see Paul again. Really good to see Paul. And excellent impromptu Ed Scott from Ben. I've got for Ben a lead. I'll be talking to them this weekend actually, because I'm going away with them. Basically, conversation got round to energy bills and they just seem to be paying ridiculous amounts. Sorry, I won't be able to attend the energy list. I've got did I mention that? Yeah, just today. I still got to mention it. What are you got to? Yeah. Well, I'll be back next week.
Oh yes, amazing. I enjoy the Ed Slot as well. I love a to-do list. Can't function without a to-do list by anybody else.
Well, I thought that was awesome.
Thank you.
Really awesome. And I was sorry that you'd had trouble with pencil as well. It's been on quite a journey, but yes, that was very inspirational. Well done. I don't suppose you teach Latin, do you? No. It's a hankering to relearn it. Oh. And for Christmas last year, I asked for Echo Romano 1, 2, which I got, and now I don't know what to do with them. There we are. Anyway, thank you for marvellous. Ben, thank you for starting us off on it. And Leanne, well done for winning the Oscar. And you did indeed put the Bava room into our room, assisted by Nick with the, what do you call that? RSJ. Yes. Yes. So my house is living proof that you do what you say you will. Thank you, everybody. And I just have a thank you for the money too. Lovely.
Oh, sure. While you're outside the room, this week it's introduce the nice winner. Who's it from?
Matt Harry.
There's surprise.
Stack the deck.
I bought a jar of pickled sprats last night, and I wish
No, you're right.
Well, I said it with a friend that I do.
Right, thank you, Catherine, both for your presentation, your running, and your selection, and a very worthy winner of your actually, that you've got a target to go for to beat last month.
Oh no, I'm not going to get that. That is going to be very outstanding.
Bring it.
We both get discovered now from
Right.
It's not that he's bad.
We approach the end of the meeting. As usual, I open the floor for anybody who has any announcements to make. Scott.
Christmas meeting on the 19th. I didn't mention it earlier, but traditionally we all wear silly Christmas jumpers, blouses, outfits as you choose. So just heads up notice to get yourself something festive.
Thanks a lot. Anybody else with anything to say? Toby.
Sorry, I've got to say thank you.
Yeah,
I've got to say thank you to Mike and who's the other? From you?
Yes.
And Catherine for the bags of clothes for the homeless. Any other donation was gratefully received. Thank you.
Right. Nobody else has anything to say. I'll see you all in the Synergy team meeting. I'll send you on your way. Let's all turn up more for next week.